You climb into bed, pull up the covers, and close your eyes. That familiar transition from wakefulness to sleep begins. Then for the next several hours, you simply stop existing. Not a pause, not a fade, a genuine gap in your being. And when you open your eyes in the morning, you have no memory of it. That void is not just a blank, it's a hard fact of neuroscience. And it might change how you think about who you really are. How can it be that the sense of you, that continuous stream of consciousness you rely on as the foundation of your identity, is completely lost each night, only to reboot the next morning? The first clue comes from a 2005 experiment. Neuroscientist Marcello Massimini and colleagues at the University of Milan and the University of Wisconsin used a technique called transcranial magnetic stimulation to probe the brain's response during deep sleep. They applied a brief magnetic pulse to the cortex while measuring electrical activity. During wakefulness, that pulse triggers a widespread, coordinated wave across many brain regions. But during non-REM deep sleep, the response remains local, it barely spreads. The brain has temporarily lost its ability to integrate information globally. That integration is what neuroscientists believe creates the unified field of consciousness. Your sense of self depends on it. Without global integration, you are gone. To grasp the scale of this absence, look at the numbers. In a typical night, you spend about 1 to 2 hours in deep non-REM sleep, roughly 15% of your total sleep time. That's hundreds of hours per year during which you lack a continuous self. And you never notice. These gaps are not just blank, they are voids in your existence. But your brain does not record them. That's why you can't remember any passage of time when you wake from deep sleep. For you, it's an instant jump from bedtime to morning. So where exactly do you go when you disappear? In 2017, sleep researcher Matthew Walker of UC Berkeley summarized decades of work in his book Why We Sleep. During deep non-REM, the prefrontal cortex, the seat of self-awareness and decision-making, disconnects from the rest of the brain. The brain's default mode network, which creates your ongoing narrative of self, shuts down. The result, the first-person perspective evaporates. There is no observer, no experiencer. You are not simply asleep, you are temporarily absent. The morning reboot is just as revealing. A 2016 study by researchers at the University of Leeds tracked brain activity during sleep inertia, the groggy period just after awakening. They found that the default mode network takes up to 30 minutes to fully reintegrate, especially if you're awakened from deep sleep. Your identity doesn't snap back instantly, it reassembles piece by piece. That's why you sometimes wake up confused about where or even who you are for a few seconds. The you is rebooting. However, not everyone agrees that consciousness completely vanishes. Studies dating back to the 1960s, like those by David Fawkes, found that about 5–10% of awakenings from non-REM sleep yield dream reports. These are often fragmentary, thought-like experiences rather than vivid narratives. So a minimal flicker of awareness might persist. In 2015, philosopher and researcher Jennifer Wint of the University of Mainz proposed that even these fragments contain a kind of minimal self, a bare sense of being present without the full autobiographical self. The counterpoint then is that total extinction may be too strong a claim. Weighing both perspectives suggests this, our normal, continuous sense of self, the one that feels like it pilots your life from moment to moment, is not a fixed thing. It's a construction that requires specific brain conditions. Deep sleep reliably dismantles it. The fact that we wake up feeling like the same person is an illusion of continuity. The brain engineers a seamless narrative, stitching together the night's gaps into a single story, but the gaps are real. You are not one continuous thread from birth to death, you are a series of episodes separated by silent resets. So next time you lie down and close your eyes, consider, for a few hours tonight you will not exist. And when you return in the morning, you won't remember the void. That's because there is nothing to remember. The you that's reading this sentence right now will be, in a matter of hours, a question mark awaiting its answer.